When you exercise, you know the warm-up matters, or at least you've been told it does. The trouble is, even when you know it's important, you still treat it like a formality. You rush through it. You don't really focus on what's happening. You half pay attention and just go through the motions. You're saving your real effort for the hard part. The workout, the challenge, the moment that feels like it actually counts. And that's a common mistake when it comes to both exercise and personal development. Hey there, it's me, Core, and you're listening to Exercising Self-Control from Fitness to Flourishing. You can't only practice being yourself under maximum load and maximum challenge. You'll never build the identity that can handle that load if you only ever show up when it's difficult. When you don't give the warm-up real attention, the hard moments feel even harder than they need to. Physiologically, this is obvious. A good warm-up prepares your muscles, joints, ligaments, and tendons so you're primed to be stronger, more explosive, and less likely to get hurt. Skip the warm-up, and heavier loads feel heavier than they could, and the gap between who you want to be and who you are quietly widens. So you assume transformation happens at the limit of your effort, that the breakthrough lives in the hardest rep, the deepest struggle, the moment you're under maximum pressure. It feels meaningful, right? It feels like that's the moment that should matter most. The struggle, the grind, the push. But that story is wrong. The workout doesn't teach you who you're becoming. It reveals who you already are. The warm-up is where you practice becoming that person. With lighter load, patterns are built. Technique is sharpened. Form is polished. Low load is where your identity is actually trained. Then, when you start to put pressure and stress on that form and technique that you've established, you're far more able to maintain it. Remember, you don't rise to the level of your aspiration. You fall to the level of your training. When you start treating the warm-up like the real work, putting just as much effort into it as you do into the heavier weights, what you currently consider the workout, your fitness goals become far more likely. You stop waiting for the hard moments to shape you. You start shaping yourself in the easier ones. And when you do this well, the hard moments stop feeling like battles and start feeling like confirmation. Because the way you treat your warm-up in the gym becomes the way you treat the warm-ups in your life. The small, easy moments where who you are is actually being built. If you want to train the self you bring into the hard moments, start your day one inside the ACT Score Challenge. That's it for today. Catch you next time.